Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Retro Funhouse Podcast.
Funhouse Podcast. Yep.
Unedited edition.
It's been a long while since we've done a podcast. Yeah, we've taken a long break. We haven't even done a game hunting video or anything on our actual channel, even though this is connected to the channel.
Yep.
But we haven't even done an actual game hunting. It's been really hot here where we're at, and so it's hot. It's too hot to really get out there. But today we're going to be talking about some Nintendo news, some interesting Magic the Gathering, which we don't really talk much about cards or gaming cards.
Yep.
Gaming cards.
Yeah.
Tabletop.
Magic the Gathering, which is basically like Pokemon.
Well, you probably know if you know, but we don't really mess with it. But also, anniversary is being celebrated as of today of this podcast, and some movie news with some DC stuff,
and some other movie news. Considering an actor just recently that something just happened.
Mm-hmm. So, welcome to the podcast, Unedited. Let's get to it.
Let's go.
We got a few topics to talk about because it's been a pretty exciting week, I guess you could say, for all kinds of fun news that's going on, and then of course a sad note that happened just the other day. But we'll start off with something interesting, and it's probably be a quick story. It's nothing big because I don't play much tabletop gaming. The last card gaming I actually played was
Pokemon.
No, well, I didn't really play Pokemon a whole lot. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was one I played when it was big. But this was posted today. Post Malone bought the one of one
Magic the Gathering, the One Ring card.
So the Lord of the Rings. So he bought the one of a kind Magic the Gathering card, the Lord of the Rings, the One Ring. It's confirmed how much money changed hands. It's unconfirmed, so it's not really confirmed, but it has been previously valued at $2 million. So apparently he spent a lot of money on a card. So it is Lord of the Rings. It's a lot of money for a card game. I don't think I would spend that much money on a card, but I guess it depends on the things you like. If you got the money to throw around, but I could think of a few other things to do with that kind of money besides buying a card. But if you're a tabletop gamer and you enjoy card games, that's fine. It's your business. If you can do it, you can do it. So that was just an interesting story I saw that I thought would be quick to kind of open us up as we talk. A few things, some other things. Let's get to the sad note because we want to keep this fun and exciting, but it is a sad note that happened just the other day.
Alright, just the other day, the most famous and well-known actor in the comedy genre named Mr. Wee Herman
Paul Rubens.
Yeah, Paul Rubens has unfortunately died at the age of 70 due to cancer. We will remember him as the actor everyone knows and loves from Wee Herman from the movies and the TV shows. He will be missed. I recently went back to go watch all of the TV shows and the movies, which it really does make still a teenager laugh, and it does make some adults laugh if you were born back then. But besides that, rest in peace, a legend. So
and it's unfortunate that when things like that happen, people, as I've noticed, if you look on social media, now everyone's posting all kinds of Wee Herman, Paul Rubens stuff, but I've got the DVD of Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I don't have Big Top Pee-wee on DVD. We have Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and I recently watched it way before any of this happened. And I've always been a fan of Pee-wee Herman. I thought it was fun when I was a kid. Pee-wee's Playhouse was a big Saturday morning thing for me to watch. I'm pretty sure for a lot of people watching or listening here on the podcast, Pee-wee Herman was a big influence for a lot of people that grew up in the 80s as kids and enjoyed his movies. One thing though with the Pee-wee Herman's Pee-wee Herman's Big Adventure movie. I was talking to someone today as we're videoing this, and one of the things that I still remember that always scared me watching the movie, even though the movie wasn't meant to be scary, but for a kid, it had its moments. Was when Pee-wee Herman is riding in the 18-wheeler with the truck driver, and the truck driver is Large Marge, and does the scene with the popping. It's supposed to be a scary scene, but Pee-wee Herman's Big Adventure was not a scary movie. It was just for a kid. That was a scary moment, and the graphics and everything at the time, it was good. And when I recently went back, when I bought the DVD, I bought the DVD maybe a year ago. Found it at a thrift shop somewhere. It was like $1, $2. I was like, I want to buy that. I still enjoy that movie. And I was at anticipating that scene, but not, because it brought back memories of, I remember I was scared of that. But I watched it now and I'm like, it's a good scene. It was a fun movie. It's still a funny movie. The bike that he rides, I wonder what they're going to do with the bike, or if they have the bike somewhere. You know, his trusty bike that he rode in the movies. I wonder if that, I'm pretty sure it's on display somewhere. But Wee Herman, you know, rest in peace. And you made a lot of kids of my generation and kids today, hopefully, that go back and watch it. Fun stuff. He did some fun stuff. He was the first person before Blue's Clues and whatever, in my opinion, that I really enjoyed the stuff that he did. So, yeah, that's
and on other news, we are going to be looking at DC related.
Yeah, so the Gal Gadot, I think this is how you say it, Gal Gadot. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but
The woman that
apparently
played Wonder Woman.
they're developing Wonder Woman 3 with James Gunn. So James Gunn apparently is doing this. So this could be really good, because the last Wonder Woman 84, which I thought, was hoping it would be really good, because it was going to be, you know, supposed to have been based in 1984. And,
Wasn't really that good.
It wasn't very good. It was cool to see in the beginning, you know, the 80s scenes in the mall, what have you, but
Yeah.
the movie overall was not that good. Now, Wonder Woman, the first one, was a good movie. That was a really good one. The second one was horrible, but at least with someone like James Gunn, who's going to be taking the helm for that movie, I think Wonder Woman 3 would be good, because she is a great Wonder Woman. She fits the profile perfect. She looks like Wonder Woman, and you know, I'm glad to see Wonder Woman 3 is going, and that it'll connect with the new DC universe, I guess they're doing. So we'll see how that goes. But
and on gaming related
now
news,
there's two gaming related things.
We
It's
will
a matter
go-
of which one we're going to go to first. Paddle the thing, shake the camera. Shake the camera.
Oh.
See? This is why it's unedited. I could edit that part, but I'm not. So there's two gaming news. One I'm really excited for. The other one's just because today is a 34-year anniversary for a Nintendo. It's like Nintendo Podcast Day or episode, but I think we're going to go through the special 34-year anniversary, which is today.
Yes.
And it is
The best Game Boy games of all time.
Yeah. So then,
This little sucker right here is amazing. I actually played it back when we used to live in our old house. I mostly played Mario or baseball. But, interesting fact, one quick fact, that a Game Boy once survived a bomb blast and was still able to survive and was able to still play.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think they were getting rid of that. I think they were going to sell it off or something. But
let's look at the top 16.
The Game Boy is celebrating 34-year anniversary of Game Boy's North American release.
When was it released?
So it was released 34 years ago. I don't really know. 34 years from now. Anyways.
What's
the 90s, I believe. I think it was 1990. I could be wrong. If you're listening to this, you can let us know in the comment. I didn't even bother to go back, because I was like 34 years ago. Wow, I was... So 89 then, because I think I was 10. I'm giving my age away, but I think I was yeah, so I was 10, I believe, when this Game Boy came out. I didn't have one. I didn't know anybody really that had one. I did have Nintendo though. But anyways, .net did their
top 16?
16 best Game Boy games of all time. So let's kind of run through. Now I figure when we go through the top 16, we're gonna do our yo or no. Yo or yes, we played it, or no, we didn't.
We haven't played it.
I can tell you right now, we have a few Game Boy games, but I don't think we have any of these. We might. I don't know.
Number 16, Final Fantasy Legends 2. I have played other Final Fantasies, but not Legends 2.
I don't think I've ever played any Final Fantasy on.
I recently just actually beat Final Fantasy VII, the remastered edition. It was fun.
So Final Fantasy Legend 2. So that would be a no for me, because I never played it. Number 15 is
Donkey Kong for the Game Boy.
Donkey Kong Game Boy. I actually would play this. I know we don't have that.
Yeah.
But I think Donkey Kong Game Boy, I wonder what that's like.
Maybe.
I might have to go find that.
Yeah. But no.
And number 14.
Final Fantasy Legends 3, so it continues the second one.
So apparently Legend 3 was better than Legend 2. At least from IGN's perspective. This is their top 16.
I mean, everyone's list is different.
Now, this one is pretty good. I think I've played this. I could be wrong. But as so far, 16...
15, well no,
16
14.
was a no. 15 Donkey Kong was a no for me. I never played it.
I've never played it too. So.
Final Fantasy Legend 3, which is 14, that's a no for me. Never played that either.
And 13.
And then number 13, you've got Kirby's Dream Land.
Don't we own it?
I don't know if we own that one.
We might.
Can't
I don't
recall.
know. I think we
But
own
I'm going to say
another-
no. I think it's Kirby's Pinball we have.
Yeah. So no.
So no. So far, no. Moving on to the top 16 of the IGN's top 16.
Number 12.
Number 12. Huh, here's another. It's a funny, a lot of these are same game, but
Different titles.
Just
or
different
like different
titles.
numbers. I would say.
or sequels or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyways, the number 12 is Donkey Kong Land 2. No,
No.
I've never played that. But I would play that.
Number 11. Kirby's Dream Land 2.
Again,
I've heard of
No.
it, but never played it.
never played it. Number 10, Wario Land 2. I would play that, but I haven't. So no, that's all no's.
Wow.
Well-
Number 9. Wario Land Super Mario Land 3.
Don't have that one either, so it's a no. So unfortunately, I don't have any of these.
Wow. Alright,
Number
number
eight.
8. Oh, wow. Super Mario Land. I think we don't.
We don't have that one, I don't think.
No.
It's interesting, all these games that they're top 16 are all kind of
Games
sequels, prequels, or whatever.
or
Trilogy, the third
Yeah.
game, the second game.
Number
So
8.
that's a no as well for the Super Mario Land.
Number 7. Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario.
I don't think we do own it. I know we own it for the NES
Yeah.
and full encased.
So I have played it, just not on the Game Boy. So it is definitely.
Well, technically, we own the Super Game Boy now.
yeah, but we don't have Dr. Mario for the Game Boy, so we never actually played it. So that'd probably be a no.
Number 6.
Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins.
We have heard of Super Mario 2, obviously.
I'm kind of sad that I haven't played any.
Wow.
Number 5.
Everyone has played
I think
this.
I'm pretty sure we have this, but I
Everyone.
know I've played this, even if we
And
don't.
everyone has played this at least
Yeah.
once. Tetris.
Tetris, number 5. So that makes sense. I mean, that was a big seller too.
Yeah, it was.
Very popular game. So I think that's a yo,
Yo.
because I know I played that. Even if I don't own it, I have played on.
Oh wow.
Number 4, Metroid 2: Return of Samus. No.
We never even. I don't even think we own the first one. And number 3, Pokemon Red and Blue, which are very expensive Pokemon games still to this day.
Especially if they're originals.
If they're originals,
There's a lot of reproduction games, and
and then you have like
it's
the
ridiculous.
fake ones and
Yeah,
stuff
they
like
have
that.
reproduction. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And
But
number,
definitely have not played Pokemon Red and Blue.
and number 2
The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. Now that one,
is a really popular one, obviously.
I would definitely say if we played that, or if I played that.
I think you have.
I know I haven't played it, but that would be fun to play. Zelda games are really fun.
I have. I think what we have a friend. I have a friend that actually beat all of Tears of something. What is that?
Tears of Kingdom.
Tears of Kingdom.
We don't have it yet, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
We still have Breath of the Wild.
And the number
Pizza.
1 is
Pokemon Yellow, which
Pokemon
is
Yellow.
which
I have played, so yo,
yes,
I actually have played Pokemon Yellow way back
I think
before it became highly collectible.
Haven't isn't it the yellow is I think
That's
if I'm correct,
Pikachu.
isn't it Pikachu, and then red is Charmander, I think, and
I
then
think
blue
so.
is I think it's Bulbasaur.
I think so. I could be wrong.
Yeah, so
But that's the
so the blue one that we're talking about is I don't know if you can see that very well. His name's Bulbasaur. So
well, I
that's
think they know who that is.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows them. But that's the top
16.
16, and I think only 1 or 2 I've played. So yo for 2. Yo Joe.
Yep.
So that's the top 16 from IGN.net. Now, I don't know if I would even have a top 16 because I never owned a Game Boy. I own one now, but I don't have a lot of games. But the game we did recently buy for the Game Boy that I played a few times was Inspector Gadget.
Oh.
That is a fun game.
For me,
I actually
it's-
like that.
For me, it's the real Ghostbusters. It's the cartoon.
Yeah, we have that too. I forgot.
I only play it because it's Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now the big news. This is the one that and it's already out there. A lot of people know all about it. But we want to make sure we talk about it on the podcast because it's exciting. And if you're a Nintendo fan, it's exciting. I'm a Nintendo guy. Exciting. But Nintendo reportedly plans to release
another Nintendo console, which is apparently is supposed to be a new model, which we don't know what it's going to be, but it will be released or be announced on the year 2024, and that basically means we're getting another version of not the Switch. We don't know what it could be, so hopes are kind of high to see what will this new
So it's a
system look
next
like.
gen console. So they're going to announce it next year during the second half. So I would think April.
Yeah.
I would
Well,
think
hold on,
April,
January.
depending on when their physical year ends. But
Yeah.
I would think April, maybe.
So
is when you might hear something. When
So
you'll
for
hear
sure, you would probably hear something on either the Nintendo YouTube thing when they do their announcements of games and what's going to be happening, or you'll hear it from
something.
social media. Maybe.
So apparently, again, IGN, according to a report, sources told them development kits for the unannounced new console are now with partner studios. Nintendo has yet to comment.
Which will mean something. Which, if you want to in the comments, put your guesses of what it might be. My guess is that it's going to be a bigger console than what the Switch was. And that, or they're going to be doing a remodel or something, but they're going to be changing it. So for the new year, for a new genre. But that is just me, though. I don't know.
So we don't know. But it is exciting to know that Nintendo's working on a new console. What could it be?
I wonder.
Could it be a Switch 2? Do you want a Switch 2? It's OLED Switch 2.
I mean, the Switch this year, I won't lie, it is still good. I mean, the games that they've released are really still are still amazing. I love the Nintendo when they brought back all of the NES, Super NES, and the N64 and GameCube. I thought that was amazing. And most recently too, we did a little tournament at our church, which was amazing. But I wonder what the new Switch model will be.
If it's a Switch.
Or if it's something else.
They have not said it's a Switch. Even though a lot of people are thinking Switch 2, but Nintendo's not known for doing what PlayStation and Microsoft does.
Yeah.
You know, Xbox One, Xbox this, and then
They
PlayStation
usually
1,
switch
2,
it
3,
up.
4. Nintendo changes it up. You know, you have the Nintendo,
You have the
Super Nintendo, 64, GameCube. They come up with something different.
The Wii U.
So,
well, I think the only two that were kind of the same thing were the Wii and Wii U, if you think about it.
Yeah. Well, because the Wii U was
same thing, but
same
you
thing,
could
but
play.
a little different.
But you
Maybe
could play.
that's what you'll get.
That would be interesting.
Because I read somewhere, I'm trying to find it, but I did read somewhere that speculation, it's out there, it's just out there, it's just a thought someone had, that you'll be able to play the Switch games on this new console, so it'd be like a port in a way. You could port your Switch games and play Switch games on this new console. So it could be a Switch 2, it could be like a Wii U. Hopefully not exactly like Wii U, because Wii U did get somewhat of a bad rap. I mean, not a lot of people liked it, and a lot of people didn't.
I mean, if you think about it, would that mean you would be able to play new games on it? Like, would it be supporting the same thing like the Switch, or will it be disc?
Yeah, so here's something right here from Polygon.com. They said they report to be playable as a portable device, just like the Switch, and will support cartridge-based games. So it will have physical cartridge games, which is good. I like that.
So we're going
That's one
back.
thing I don't like that PlayStation, Xbox did. They were doing the digital download, then they were doing the disc one, which was fine if you're a digital download person. I like physical copy, but...
So my main question is, though, for that, is it going to be looking like a Game Boy, or will it be looking more...
It'd probably look more like a Switch, I would think. But
or
maybe a mixture.
Maybe it would be both. Or maybe it will look like an actual, like a cartridge for the NES or the Super NES.
So apparently other things, the system will reportedly feature an LCD screen, not an OLED screen like the newer one. Yeah, so it's going to be an LCD screen. That's pretty cool. So I wonder how that'll look. The latest report on this is it's known as Switch 2 is in line, but
we're not
nothing
for sure.
has been said. So
Yeah,
that, I mean,
we're
that,
not
that
for sure.
I think that's speculation as well. Nintendo has not formally announced its new next console, and effectively ruled out releasing one another anytime prior to April.
It will be in April.
I'd say March, April, maybe. So
and also looking, it says new games and DLCs for its big franchise for Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Detective Pikachu Returns, and Super Mario RPG Remake, WarioWare Move It, Pokemon Scarlet
and a
and Violet,
Princess Peach game,
and Luigi's Dark Moon. And
so there's some of these are reissues, or they're being
remade,
revamped, whatever you want to call it. What is the term? I forget what the term is they use, but
I use
they put Super Mario RPG Remake, but I think it's going to be Super Mario RPG. It's just, I think it's more graphic wise. They're going to update.
Yeah, that's what most companies will do, where they'll bring back an old game and
when you look at some of these games that are on the list, I mean, you got Mario Bros. Wonder, Detective Pikachu.
If you
That could
haven't
be
seen
fun.
the movie, it's really good.
Princess Peach, and they did this on their when they went live and they were showing what's coming down the line. You know, they did that. I remember watching that, and they showed a lot of the games that are coming out, and I know Wonder was one that they showed towards the end, and I was really excited for that.
But a remake of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, which will be
I think
interesting.
the Dark Moon was for the 3DS. I think that was what it was. But it's slated. These are
Yeah.
all slated for 2024, so next year.
So we're not for sure, but we are for sure about some of the games that are being released, like obviously Wonder and Super Mario RPG. But until then, who knows?
Yeah. So they want to make sure, because they in one of the quotes, in the investors meeting, they want to do as much as possible in order to smoothly transition customers while utilizing the Nintendo account. So this is going to have something to do in a way with Switch. Might not be a Switch 2. It's just something that I guess they don't want to make it a hard transition for Switch users now to be like, okay, new console. Now why am I going to buy Switch games? I guess
That's
I don't know.
true.
Because like with PlayStation, Xbox, PS5 games come out, people immediately kind of stop buying PS4 games in a way, and they just start buying PS5. And maybe it's a way that you could still buy Switch games, and if there's a new console that's not Switch, I don't know. But I would still buy Switch games. I like Switch games. I recently bought a Switch game, just the other day, the day before we're videoing this, or whatever. I paid $8. Forgot the name of it. It was a DreamWorks game, and it was $8 on clearance at Walmart, and it was the last one. I was like, $8? Is that right? I had the lady scan it. She scanned it. She was like, yeah, you're getting a deal. I take it. So I was like, no, I'll take it. Still I haven't even opened it yet. It looks like an okay game, but we'll see. Maybe I'll hold on to it and play it. Maybe I'll trade it. I don't know, but we'll see. You got anything else? I mean, anything else? That was what I had. I was excited because of the Switch. See, there I go. But
Switch.
I was excited with the new console.
Let me think.
I'm excited to see what it is, what it's going to be, what it'll look like, what it'll play, what have you, because I'm going to try. Of course, I'll get it. Price point, I wonder how much it'll be. Will it? I mean, I would think maybe $250, maybe $300. Nintendo doesn't price point theirs too high compared to Xbox and Sony. They price theirs really high, but Nintendo's always been more of a family-based company. They try to create a lot of games that families can play together, what have you. I think that's one thing that I really enjoy about playing Nintendo most. It's a lot of family-friendly type games.
Yeah. I mean, the only other news I probably have is I recently just bought an Oculus, which is VR. I just recently bought it. I love it. I think it's one of my favorites right now. But the only question I really have left, that will kind of aim more towards Nintendo, is will the Switch be disc, and how will it work?
I don't think it'd be disc.
Or
It would be cartridge. It would
or
have
how
to
do
be
I
cartridge.
or how will I explain it? Will the Switch still support all the older games, like how it was with this version of the Switch, if you remember, how it supports all these old games? But what type of the cartridge will it be?
Yeah, because I don't think Nintendo's never done. Yeah, they have.
A
They
disc
did
base?
GameCube. They did disc, a little small disc. So I think that's Nintendo was cartridge.
Yeah, Nintendo was cartridge.
64 was cartridge. Super Nintendo was cartridge. All their handhelds were cartridge.
Wait, I think I know. Yeah,
Game
so
Boy, I think, was the only cartridge or only disc.
GameCube.
I mean, GameCube was the only disc
he's getting it wrong.
game.
There's two others.
Oh no!
The Wii and the Wii U.
That's right,
Were also the other three.
How did I forget that?
So all three.
We've got like 10,000 Wii games.
Yeah.
And we got a bunch of the Wii U games. That's right. So, disc-wise, so it could be disc, but if they want to make it compatible with Switch games, I don't know if it would be a disc.
Or what if?
It has to be cartridge.
Well, it just depends on what they do too.
I don't know. I
we
think
don't
cartridge.
know. I
But
think it might be disc, but leave what you
Disc
think.
games is got to, like I said, disc games for Nintendo, Wii, Wii U, GameCube.
And I think if you look at
That's it.
if you look at it, I think they would probably do cartridge because most of their systems back then were all cartridges.
And I think Nintendo's known
for doing
for
cartridge games.
because it's not Nintendo, it's not cartridge. Because I even know that when Nintendo's GameCube went disc, it was different. I didn't have a GameCube, friends did, but I was like, wow, that's different. It's small, but
Yeah.
you know, it's not unusual because they've done it, but they're a cartridge company, I think.
They're more well known by being cartridge.
Like if Microsoft or PlayStation did cartridge games,
that would
be weird
Yeah.
because they've always done disc. So,
They've well,
I think all their consoles were disc. Yeah.
yeah, all their cartridges.
Just like, well, Sega was pretty close. Sega was the same as Nintendo.
Sega was more
they
towards,
did disc and they did cartridges.
Well, yeah, they've done disc and cartridge.
Sega Master System was cartridge. Sega Genesis was cartridge.
The Sega
16-bit was cartridge, same thing.
Yeah, the Sega CD was obviously.
You know, Sega CD was Sega CD.
Yeah.
Sega Dreamcast, Sega Saturn, they were all.
Well, no,
disc.
Sega Dreamcast was a disc compatible.
Yeah, it was disc. The
Bingo.
32X was
Bingo. Now I remember.
cartridge.
Now I remember what I was going to talk about. On other news, I just found out this recently. Sega might actually release their own console called Sega Neptune. It has been unreleased, or it has not been announced since, I think.
Is that real?
I've heard it was a real thing back then. But apparently, too, I don't think they haven't gotten the chance to make it.
Sega should be making consoles. Sega was around for a long time.
So what I've heard, this is what I've heard, I'm not for sure this is true, was that Sega was going to be releasing a new console that was originally going to be called the Sega Neptune, which was going to be like a cartridge-based thing, but then it got held back due to Nintendo obviously having more product at the time with more money in their pockets and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I hope they will make another console because
apparently
the Dreamcast. Okay, this is what we're reading. The fact that the
Dreamcast was discontinued 21 years ago.
Yeah.
But now a special report, it seems that Sega might be returning in 2026 with something super. So whatever that means.
So that basically means
there is possibility of something coming out.
So it's been 21. No.
21 years since the Dreamcast.
Since the Dreamcast.
They stopped making it.
Yeah. So who knows? We don't know at the moment what will be.
Yeah.
What will be.
So there's speculation. I think people would buy Sega products. I would.
I mean, I would.
It'd be cool to see Sega come back. Sega was one of those consoles I did buy.
I remember the Nintendo.
I wasn't happy with the Sega CD though. A friend of mine had Sega CD. It wasn't very good. In my opinion. But then we only had Echo, the Dolphin. So
that's true.
I didn't have a problem with it, but the game was weird.
Yeah, it was
just
about
a dolphin.
Yeah, it was about a dolphin. But that kind of just wraps us all up.
Yeah.
So
we don't like to go too long in the podcast. We like to talk what we're going to talk about and kind of go from there. And we don't want to make them too short, but we don't make them too long. So whether you're listening
or watching
or both.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, subscribe, right?
Yeah.
Stay tuned. It's very hot here in Texas.
Still.
So hopefully we'll get out there and we'll do some game hunting videos or something. There are some conventions coming up in our area next month,
which we are trying to do.
We're planning on getting to these
didn't
cons.
you say that there was a voice actor being in one of them that was famous?
I don't remember.
I think I don't remember. We'll talk about it.
But there are some conventions coming next month that we are looking at going to and do some game hunting and some videoing and have some fun.
Yeah.
We're going to be working on new stuff. We took a long time off and it's time to get back to work.
Yep.
Funhouse style. So, Funhouse Podcast, unedited
edition.
Yes.
Dude.
So until next time, join the Funhouse.
Retro Funhouse.
See you next time.